Just finishing setting up, going live. Welcome everybody. This is going to be a really exciting workshop here. And we are live on YouTube. Hello, welcome everybody. Thank you everybody so much for coming. Welcome to turning your hack into your business. I'd like to introduce Elena from Crypto Chicks. She is the founder of Crypto Chicks, which is an incubator for a lot of crypto projects. And a huge piece that is kind of undervalued is, how do you take your project from project to reality? How do you take it from idea to business? And I want to thank Elena so much for coming here and being able to speak about this. This is going to be a really insightful workshop. So with that, I will turn it over. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Patrick. My name is Alina Sinelnikova, as Patrick said, and I'm a founder of Crypto Chicks. Crypto Chicks is not only the incubator. This is also a worldwide organization. We have chapters all over the world. We're doing hackathons all over the world, and now online, of course, educating women and youth in blockchain technology. We started educating women, but now we have lots of men in our network that also using our educational system and hackathons. So you're welcome to join as well, regardless of your gender or identity. Yes, so you can check us out at cryptochickshatchery.com. We also have a website, cryptochickshatchery.ca. We originated from Canada and spread out all over the world in the past few years. Today, we're going to be talking about how to turn hack into your business. So we are doing it for quite a number of times, and we're running our incubator for now a few years. We are specifically focusing on turning hackathon projects into businesses, helping them with that. So far, we identified the following steps on how you actually do it. You hack, discuss, evaluate, research, test, and then execute. So what are these steps? Well, step one starts from the hackathon, and that's where you probably arrived. Not quite like in this picture. This picture, I remember I took it from Denver. But, well, at least right now, all people will be in masks for a change. But yeah, and actually all the hackathons now went virtual. Unfortunately, because that was a very, very great experience to have everybody in person, sitting at the same table, forming the teams, meeting new people. It was very exciting. Once I've been like on 100 hackathons, and every time it was very, very inspiring experience, and made lots of new friends. So you arrived, you team up. And right now you team up online, probably in Discord, which is also an excellent tool to do it. You hacked, you created an excellent project. You haven't slept for a few weeks probably creating it, making it to deadline. Doesn't matter if you won or you didn't win, your project is a piece of art. And then what? Lots of teams actually thinking, okay, I want to, like, I wasted not wasted, but I put all this time into creating this project. I had this brilliant idea. I would like to develop it further. I don't want to abandon my work, right? And very, very actually few teams do it. And why is that? Probably they just don't follow our steps. So here we see what would be the step two. First, discuss it with your team. Since you already teamed up and you worked with these people, you already know whether you would like to continue going with this team or not. So first step would be, of course, to discuss with them. If it's a no, and majority of people say, oh, no, I'm too busy. I have my full-time job. And yeah, full-time job is actually excellent, life and everything. But entrepreneurship gives you this, this freedom and control over your life. I used to have my full-time job for at least 20 years, was very, high paid government employee, very interesting work, but felt like kind of in a cage, you know. And I decided to do entrepreneurship. It got really hard since then, but I never, ever, ever, not every single day regretted it. So it's a great way to go, but it was for me, decided if it's for you. So majority people say, no, it's okay. You know, I have my full-time job and it's fine, right? So then you can do basically take the project and do whatever you want with it because since it's your idea after all. If they say yes, then you have to now already start talking like how you will be doing equity sharing, what skill set, the separation of duties, what are your schedules are. So it's bring a little bit more complexity, but we know for sure, and this is based on the research, that startups that have founders, like it's not one founder but two or three, they're more successful because people can actually divide work and you can accomplish more. It brings, of course, more questions into the equity sharing, but this is all solvable. But they also, some of the teams say, yes, we can do it, but we don't want you to be on the team. We had this, and how in our hackathons we had even winners who would like to continue the work further, but then they split up on two teams, you know, or even three teams, and they went just different directions, and that's okay. And it's also working, even though the team split up and they do different projects. Let's say maybe become competitors, maybe not, maybe they take different routes. It's all fine, right? So you can still figure it out. And if you are not part of the team, don't get discouraged. You can still take your idea and develop it further on your own. Nobody can say anything to you if you would like to do that. Step 3. So what people usually start with? They usually start with raising money. It's good if you can. Just to tell you from my experience on the idea stage, the money that you can raise mostly comes from your, you know, from your parents, from your friends, from your family. This is for the normal projects, unless you're doing an ICO, that's different. But so this is how it is in the normal entrepreneurship world. If you have an idea, it's really hard to fund it. All investors, the angel investors, they all looking for unicorns. Unless your project is this unicorn, even then it will be hard for you to raise money upfront. But these steps will help you actually to raise money down the road. So first, you need to be clear, very clear about your idea. And I know in a hackathon it can be hectic, but ask yourself a question. Can I describe what my app does in who it is for exactly in just one sentence? Because when I ask people, what is your idea? They start talking and talking for hours, and then you just lose them, and you don't get their idea. And this is the sign when they cannot say it in one sentence. This is the sign that they don't quite understand it. It means that they will never be able to execute it. So one sentence, develop one sentence, what your application does and who is it exactly for. Second thing, the need. The need is very important, and this is something that will also help you with the fundraising down the road, because you will need to show the investors that actually people need your idea. You can create anything for your business. The only thing you cannot create is a market. You have to have already a market for it. You have to have people, companies, whoever that need your product, that not only need your product, but they crave your product. All right, they might not know it yet, but they need to have this problem that your product solves, and solves very simply and elegantly. So ask yourself, can you name at least 20 businesses or people who would use this product and benefit from it and just scream, yeah, this is the one that I want? If the answer is yes, you're golden. If it's not, or you're not sure, think about it even more. Any idea, like because you had this idea and because you need, at least you needed this product, right? There must be a market. So think about it a little bit more. Think about who you can actually put onto your product that they will use it and they will love it. Second thing, the scale. In a business, it's very important if you can scale the project. It means, can my app bring like a millions in one transaction, like a big amount of money in one transaction, or can it bring a million, can it cater to a million users? If it can, it's scalable and it's a business. Because if it caters just to a small group of people, it's okay. But they need to pay you a lot of money to sustain your project. And if your business model is $1 per user, then you better have a million users on it. So can it or can't? This is for you to answer. Next thing you evaluate is the control. Make sure that your app is independent of any single platform, person, or business. We saw lots of businesses that coming from us that based on the, Facebook, for example. Why is it bad? Because Facebook makes all the decision. If you base your platform on the Facebook, then in one quick decision of the Facebook CEO or even lower person than that, your business can go down the drain overnight. All right, so make sure it's not dependent on anything. And blockchain in this case is a very, very it's a great. So almost all blockchain businesses are, of course, cannot be controlled by any single entity. So for the blockchain businesses, this problem is already solved. But just in case, for your app, check if there's any single entity, any single person that can affect your app and then can, put you out of business in one night. Think about it. Next thing is the money. Since our hackathons, it's women oriented, and women tend to come up with the idea that is socially good, socially, and this is great ideas, the recycling, a charity, but so there is one problem with this idea, and this is great, is bringing great to the world, and your app has to too bring in a great to the world, but the money is very important. It means that it's not greediness. It means that it's sustainability of your business. You will need to develop a business model that actually works. If you have a crypto economic that embedded into your app, token or something, that you need to really think it through. You need to really make sure that your business is sustained, that not all your users go ahead and just sell all your tokens, for example, or that you have that you need this constant support from from your investors. So ideally your app has to make money from the day one, and this way you will make yourself truly independent, and your application will be truly sustainable. Also, it's very important to calculate your economics, to predict your expenses, like what you're going to be spending on the hosting, on the office, on the support, on transactions, on like all these expenses, on the taxes, on the lawyers, you need to write them down and make sure that whatever profit you bring, whatever users you're planning, user base you're planning, that it's going to be larger than your expenses. So please calculate it carefully. Next thing has something to do with a market. Again, so you find that you're not alone in this market. Therefore, you need to have this advantage. So we call it in the upper hand. And this is also one of the principles of business, because we saw many businesses that come and become very successful, but then the competitors come, do exactly the same thing, just execute it a little bit better and put them out of business in no time. Right? So you make sure that your app has this unique something that no competitor, nobody that come and do the same thing as you can put you out of business. So this has to be something unique about your business that they cannot beat. All right, something that belongs only to you. Think about it. This advantage is very, very important. We also call it the entry principle of the business. Once you did your research, actually, this step 4 is also a research. And what you're going to research? You're going to research your competition. I also see that founders sometimes they come with kind of closed eyes and they very, very scared. This is very scary thing, when I come up with the idea and to find out that anybody else, like somebody else already came up with this idea. Oh no. Wow. Good news is somebody already came up with this idea. All right. So you're not going to be the first one. And this is a good thing because if you go to the market and you find there's no competition whatsoever, most likely there is no market for it. So lack of competitors could be a bad thing. If there is lots of competition, and there are industries like this, right? For example, right now in DeFi, there's lots of competition. Does it mean that market is too saturated, and it means that you will be kind of lost in this market? So you will be addressing the same audience as your competitors, and then it's already who's marketing stronger, who can put more money in the marketing. So this thing is already in the question. And maybe as a startup, you will not be able to invest lots in marketing from the very beginning. So therefore, you need to see exactly how is saturated this market, and also predict a little bit. Again, if your idea is too simple and anybody else can replicate it, think about it, then they will actually. Especially when you come to the market, you become successful, people will replicate it, people will copycat you and will try to put you out of business. If you have a few competitors, good ones, it's actually awesome. So now you can go and study them. You can see how they do their business and what you can do better. And I can tell you one secret, you can always do better. And what sucks in all businesses is a customer service. So this is something that gets overlooked by all businesses. So if you do the same idea, but you put an exceptional best customer service, you win. Okay, so this is my secret to you. So go ahead, study your competitors, see how you can beat them. And this concludes the step number 4. And step number 5, it's actually already you put your app to a test drive. You already created your MVP, let's say on a hackathon, so you already have it. You can adjust it, because after doing all the research, refining your target audience, your goal, your everything, now you already have a better idea on what it looks like, what features you need to put in there. So you put a prototype, an MVP, and MVP, just to tell you the secret, it's actually basic features in your application. So this application is actually full. It's not that, this feature coming and, just wait for us to develop it further. No, it has to be working application so the user can come and he already can solve their problem. Some of the steps in MVP can be manual. This is something that you do manually, sending a mail, maybe even registering users you can do manually, but the full functionality has to exist in your MVP already. Don't put too much effort into automation yet, because you don't know at this point, you don't even know what to automate. So yes, manual steps is okay in MVP. It's very fine, but make sure that people have access to a full functionality right away. And then, of course, these 20 people that you already came up, it's already in your network. So take your app for a test drive. Again, here you can use your app that you developed on Hackathon, adjust it, of course, but you can also create a prototype, let's say on a mobile, and so there are tools to do it that would look exactly like a mobile app, and you can go, on the conferences or into the malls and start testing it with real people and see what buttons they put. Actually, the buttons that your users will use is actually will be very, very different from what you thought they would be. So their experience is going to be different. And then you will see actually the flaws in your application, and you will see how to improve it, but you have to test it on the real people. And of course, testing your MVP on this, 20 people or 20 companies that are you already still pre-selected is essential. So you need to get to see how they use it, whether they make a purchase, whether they like it, or actually if you're able to make a sale, because majority of the apps that go there, they don't make a sale from the first time. And then it comes to evaluation. So if you made a sale, it's a success. You can move to the execution after that, and actually to fundraising, because you already have a track record for your investors to jump on board. If you didn't make a sale, that's fine. It means that just you need to go a step back, reevaluate again, make your research, see where you made the mistakes. Maybe you did your research with the eyes closed and just with the favoring your baby, your idea. Uh, Maybe you need to talk to somebody else. Maybe you need to get mentorship and see where actually you made a mistake. But then after you went through the whole cycle again and retest again, you're ready to go. And step 6 is execute. And that's where you actually do everything. That's where you actually spend money. That's where you actually fundraise money. That's what you do. You write the paper, you hire the lawyers, you do all this only after you market test. If you didn't do it before and you fundraise before, odds are that your startup might fail in the first 5 years. So this is what uh, and you also can join one of the startup programs. There are not a lot of programs to join. Actually, in blockchain now there are, but for the regular businesses there was not a lot of programs to join on the very, very beginning, because they all wanted to make money on you, to get equity from you, and they're not interested just helping you, right? So this is something that you have to be self-helped, but it's very important to have a peer support, somebody that doing it already, and then you can learn on their mistakes. Then it's very, very important to have mentorship, mentors that already went through the steps, and they can guide you, and then you can avoid lots of mistakes just only by talking to them. Okay, so it can save you years and years of your life and your work. But I very much recommend joining one of the programs. We have such a program. You're welcome to go out to our website and apply. We also help with funding, because we developed the whole program. So all the steps that you saw today, we have it in courses and assignments. So basically all our students, they do the assignments and they progress in their business step by step. You can do everything alone without our Hatchery as well. So it's fine. But make sure that you get this, the mentorship and the support that you need, somebody to talk to. Oh, and in our Hatchery, of course, and this is very much applicable to a Chainlink hackathon. If you're developing something on Avi, we have an additional $2,000 as an award for the best Avi project that joins and goes through our program. And we receiving the government support from Canadian government right now, and we are very interested in helping blockchain projects that we like, and we invest our money ourselves as well in these projects, especially the ones that go through the milestones, that complete all the assignments, that are very hardworking, and we see that they will succeed in the future. These startups will be getting the money. And that's what we discussed. These are the steps. You hack, you discuss with your team, then you evaluate your idea, you do your market research, you test your app with the market, and then you proceed to executing. And now we open for questions if you have any. I can see one question. Is it better to build an MVP and then test with the 20 random people, or create a concept and business model and test that with 20 people? It's yes, again, and this is something that I maybe have to also step back and tell you. So when you're talking to people about your idea, so how you say it usually, oh, I have this idea, so this and this, for example, I will be selling the um, coconut coffee, let's say. And then you talk to the person, for example, who doesn't even drink a coffee. Say, coconut? What? No, I don't. This is not good. So you don't talk about your idea to people, right? You talk about your idea to an audience, but you never say about your idea. You only ask your audience the questions, for example, and you never ask the questions about the future. For example, would you buy a coconut coffee? Right? So no, you ask the question, how much money did you spend last week on the, not the regular, but the flavored coffee, right? So you see the difference. And same with the MVP. When you go and test your app, of course, you will need to test the ability if they're going to purchase your product, if you're going to make a sale. If you're just going to go and talk to your people and they say, oh, yeah, okay, this would be good, I will buy. Oh, well, they will not buy, and they don't know the future. Nobody knows the future. Not that they're lying, it's just nobody knows the future. So this is unreliable data. You can actually go and see if you can make a sale. Therefore, MVP, in my opinion, it needs to be developed, and it will need to already to have this business model and charge money. All right, to see that if people actually, if you can make a sale. All right, so before that, that's all this research will be inconclusive. The only thing that you can do, the usability test. For this, you develop a prototype, and there are tools that, like tons of tools that you can develop prototype on, very easy. And you go and test usability and see what buttons users push. So this is the only thing that you can do, like on a concept level. But to make a sale, actually, yes, MVP, I would say that will be preferable. I don't have any more questions so far, but if you don't come up with the questions in the next, I don't know, few minutes, you can always send me email, stay in touch at cryptochicks.ca. I will respond. You can also ping us on the Twitter at crypto_underscore chicks. So I hope you guys will be developing your ideas further, and I wish you good luck on this hackathon. I wish you all to win. If you don't win, it's fine. You can come to us and we can award you as well. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, and thanks for going even deeper into what Crypto Chicks actually is. Yeah, like she said, it's so much more than just an incubator. It's a massive organization dedicated to to helping people get better at everything blockchain. So thank you so much for being here. We really appreciated it. And yeah, like she said, you know where to reach out to her. You know where to reach out to Crypto Chicks. And good luck with the hackathon. Hope you put it to work. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.